All right, so in our last video, we created a heads-up display so we could count some coins that we got there, and I thought about adding some other things, features to our game that would make it a little more challenging to play other than just collecting coins and getting to the goal. Another great thing for a maze would be some kind of timer system to kind of make people rush a little bit. Trying to collect all the coins before the time runs out so they can get to the next level there. So I'm going to add this just to our heads up display. So if you haven't done the heads up display yet, make sure you check that video out. Um, in this case, I'm going to take that panel and I'm going to stretch it across here so I kind of have a menu bar on the top. And I want to add to this a countdown timer. So very similar to the label here. Now that I'm going to have two labels though, I may want to name these a little bit better. So which is why it's really valuable to name things properly at the beginning. So I'm going to call this one coin label. And now that I've changed that, I remember, of course, that this label.text is not going to be label.text anymore. It's going to be coin label.text. Just shows you that naming things at the beginning is a great practice. There we go. Now I've got that sorted out so that I can now add a second label to my code or to my thing, and this will be my time label. And I will bring that over to the other side here. I'm going to do it via code, but it's nice to kind of see what's going on. So I'll just put a little bit of text there, kind of sort that out. Maybe I'll write time and 60. I'll start with that. Just like in the coins, I think I'd like a better font there, so I'm going to use the theme override fonts and drag that same font in here. Now, if I wanted to, I could check out what I did there. It was 32 for the coin label, so if I want to make that the same, I'll go to font size and change that to 32. And now I get a little bit better visual layout here. So with the coin label, I set the time or the coin text via script. So I'm going to do the exact same thing for my time label. So at the beginning, let's copy that line of code. We'll introduce a new variable called var time left equals, and I'll start with 60 seconds to start as we saw there. And so let's change some of this code down here to say time label is equal to time left. Very similar idea. And I'll do a time like that. So that should give me a little better look. See how that works for my game. And now I'll have a coins collected and a time. So I've got more things to pay attention to, more excitement in the game, more interesting aspects to pursue. Come on, you. There we go. So there's my coins and my time remaining. Coins can count up. Time is not currently doing anything as I would expect it to do, but my coins increases, which is great. So I need to now count down some time, and I'm going to do this on the HUD as well. So I need some way of kind of ticking down the seconds as we go along, and fortunately, Godot has given us a timer node. And it's a countdown timer that's designed just to count down from a particular amount of time and let us know when that time has been hit. So I have a timer here. It's currently waits for 1 second. Now you could have, if you wanted something to be delayed every 10 seconds or something, you could change that. But in this case, I actually want the wait time to be 1 second because I want to tick down my display every second. There's a couple other options we have for this. We have an auto start, and in that case, I would like to do that because I want to start counting down the time right away. If you wanted to say do a cooldown period after something happened, after a respawn, or you fired something, you would not want to auto start, and we could start this via code. Also, once I've started this timer, it just keeps going around and around and around. Which is good for my countdown timer, but you may want it to happen only once, which is you could turn on this one-shot feature there, but I don't want to do that. And the other nice thing we have about a timer is that we have a one signal, which is the timer timeout. Essentially, when the 1 second has passed, this is going to send a signal out. And I'm going to connect that signal back up to the HUD, so that now we have a timer timeout, very similar to the coin body entered one. And we are, of course, going to do something very similar here as well. I can now say that my time left minus equals 1. So I'm taking 1 away from the time left variable. And I'm going to just grab that right there, like so. Now, let's start it off with just 5 seconds to try that out to see what happens when my timer timeout, if it works. Let's play my level 1 scene. And we should have a countdown timer from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great, we're at 0. Oh, we're at negative. Oh, we just keep on going. So it's obviously not doing exactly what I want, but it is working really nicely. So let's escape that there. And we realize, well, I've just said keep on taking 1 away from time. It doesn't know what's supposed to happen at the end. So for this, I'm going to put a little if statement here and say if the time left is equal to 0, and we may not have done this before, but you may be inclined to say if time left is equal to 0, well, then I'm going to, let's see, do something like the fall zone, get tree dot reload current scene. So basically, if they run out of time, they have to start again at the beginning. And you'll notice as we do that, we've got an error here. It says assignment is not allowed inside an expression. And to me, everything looks great, but that's because we have this idea of time left equals 0. Well, you may remember up here, this is what I did for my time left. I said, I want to take the number 5 and put it into the variable time left. This is what we call an assignment operator. Time left equals 5, or we often say in programming, time left gets 5, to avoid some confusion. Because down here, I want to know something a little bit different. I don't want to put 0 into time left. I am actually asking the computer to compare the time left variable and equals. But one thing computing does not like is to use the exact same words or expression to mean two very different things. This one is putting 5 into time left. This one, I'm kind of weighing time left and the variable here, but I've used the exact same equals sign, so that doesn't work very well. So what we've done is introduce a new expression here. This is what we call the comparison operator, the equals equals. And this allows me to not put 0 in here, but to compare, is time left and 0 the same thing? Are they of equal value? So that's how we would compare things. You can also use greater than or less than. You know, I could say if it's less than 0 or less than 1, then I'd run out of time. But equals equals is how we compare two things. So if time left is equal to 0, then I'm going to reload the current scene, and let's play that. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we restart when we hit 0. So now you can set a timer on there to kind of encourage people to rip through your game. Obviously 5 seconds is great for testing out, but not what you want in the future. Maybe I'll switch that back to 60. So I get 60 seconds to try my game and to try and finish the level before the time runs out. So now you've got a timer added to your heads-up display, and you can start to add more level design and more things in future videos.